let's get down to business. Joe Biden. That the man is an uncontrolled gaffe machine is beyond any question. I say that one of the big reasons why so many people are worried about AI taking over the world is because the world right now is led by the likes of somebody, yes, like Joe Biden. Just have a look at how he referred to his transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, the other day.
Now it is my great honor to introduce the President of the United States, President Joe Biden.
Thank you, Secretary Buttigieg. Thank you all for being here. Please sit down.
I'm sorry, what? Did he just call him Pete Booty Juice? I just hope he bought him dinner first. But anyway, you know, it's getting to the point where all the malaprops and stumbles are becoming less and less funny. As we saw the other day when Joe Biden took a tumble at the graduation ceremony of the U.S. Air Force Academy. And then, the next day, he whomped his head on the door of his Marine One helicopter. I don't know, maybe the knock to the head is why he disrespectfully forgot to salute the Marine Guard standing outside the chopper. But what's even less funny, though, than the thought of a U.S. president who is falling apart before our very eyes is the way so many people are hoping that the whole thing just goes away. Once upon a time, a bumbling U.S. president was a figure of mockery and fun. Just look at how in the 1970s, the once funny, yes, it was once funny, Saturday Night Live lampooned then-President Gerald Ford for being a buffoon.
My fellow Americans, I have called upon the networks tonight to make two pressing issues clear to the American public. Number one, the possible default of New York City. And number one, my stand on the Ronald Reagan announcement. Hello. Hello.
Now, though, while some comics do have a poke at Biden, for the most part, they steer very clear, as this Wall Street Journal analysis from earlier this year noted, which said that SNL has done only a fraction of the hit pieces on Biden that, of course, they did on Trump. Less amusing, of course, though, is the way the press, the real media, treats all this. Now, when Trump was president, his mental and physical fitness was fair game. Here are just a few headlines from the New York Times from the Trump era. What Trump's speech says about his mental fitness. Cognitive test Trump took may have been undermined by publicity, doctors warn. Trump's walk down ramp at West Point raises new health questions. You get the idea. And here's the front page of the New York Times the day after Biden's fall. That's right, nothing about it. Indeed, here's how the Times covered it online. Quote, embarrassing moments are not uncommon for presidents who spend much of their tenure in front of the cameras, unquote, the New York Times told us. And for good measure, they added, because Republican reaction is always a better story than Democrats in trouble, they also said, quote, Republicans have seized on the president's stumbles as evidence that he is unfit for office. And some were quick to point out Mr. Biden's fall on Thursday, unquote. So, well, what is going on here? Well, look, we have a president who is clearly in physical decline. His most recent health reports indicated that he has a neuropathy in his foot from when he broke his ankle and the normal stiffness associated with old age. But others have pointed out that fall that happened at West Point happened just as he appeared to set off on one of his little jogs. You know, this routine. Now, this has led some people to suggest, again without any medical evidence, but same thing was with Trump, that this could mean he has some sort of neurological problem. It has been pointed out that studies have found that people with Parkinson's often find the way they walk changes. This University of Southern California study found that those suffering from the condition find it makes their stride much shorter and their speed more rapid when they walk. Now, this, it also said, leads to falls. Now, again, I'm not a doctor, and unlike the New York Times, I'm not in the business of making freelance medical diagnoses of the president. And I certainly wouldn't want to wish Parkinson's or any other disease on anyone, much less Joe Biden. But as we move into the election season, the Democrats are going to be faced with a tough choice. How do they go out and run with a candidate who, for whatever reason, just isn't up to the job? The New York Times and the rest of his pals in the media can't protect him forever, especially when the version of the video I showed you at the start of the show has already been viewed more than 18 million times.